on to another episode at the Sweatbox, and today it's all about the booty and the hamstring, and I'm showing you one of my all-time favorite moves called the Kickstand Deadlift. I'm going to give you a bunch of different variations so you can play with it and progress from one version to the next. How do you set up for a kickstand? There are really many different versions, and they're all awesome. They're just hitting your glutes and your hamstrings from a slightly different angle, but they're all great. It's not that one is right and one is wrong. But the way I do it, I start out with my heel up, I drop my foot down, I step out with one knee being about 2 inches behind the other knee, and the feet being about a foot apart. So the wider your legs are going to be apart, the more stability you have. So being here is a lot more stable than being here in a hairline and lifting up one foot, being all on one leg is the most unstable and the best for your core. But again, all of those versions are great. So if you want to progress from one to the other, I would start out here, far apart, get closer, and end up on one leg. Now, once you are in your kickstand position, what is important is where your arms are going to move or where your hands are going to move. It's important that your fingertips are always right underneath your armpit, that you're not behind or in front, because moving forward or backward will put strain on your low back or your neck. So going straight down is perfect. You want to be right around the ball of your standing leg, like just straight down on the line of the ball of your foot. I recommend you're adding one weight or two weights, and if you're using one weight, using it on the inside of the stabilizing standing leg is a lot more core dominant. If you're using it on the same side of the standing leg, it is a lot more glute dominant. And using two weights, you're doing something called overloading your glutes and hamstrings, meaning that you're really stimulating the muscle fibers and you are toning that rear side. This is perfect. The first version is the one with the widest stance that gives you the most stability. That's the place where you want to start. So have your feet are apart like I explained to you. Be nice and steady. From here, kick back your butt and reach with your fingers straight down so your hands or your fingers are always right underneath your armpit. Just go down and up and make sure this is a DL, a deadlift, a hinging pattern, and not a squat. So you're not going down and up, flexing the knee joint, but you are flexing the hip joint. So this is hip dominant, not knee dominant. The second version adds a transverse core element. So when you're in your basic kickstand position, you're going into that same hinging pattern, you reach across to the other side of your stabilizing standing foot, and you will feel how this is going to fire up your core a lot more than when you're just going straight down and up, having one hand on either side of your foot. The third version is great is because it's loading all of your weight onto that front leg, onto that working leg. So raise your back foot onto a platform like an ottoman, a stool, a sofa, a box, whatever you have available. And this is really a Bulgarian split squat or a version of it. But here, you're hinging the hip back and you reach down and you can feel a much greater emphasis on your gluteus maximus, that big muscle right there in the back of your butt. Version 4 is awesome. It is a principle called increased time under tension. So this is called a pulsing kickstand deadlift. You're going into the same position, the same setup, kick out your butt, go down to your lowest point with your back nice and flat. Make sure your back never does this. You want to make sure your butt is always nicely hinged out, flat back. You go to the lowest point, come up about 2-3 inches. You keep most of your weight on your front leg, and you're repeating this motion about 10-15 reps before you're resetting again into that starting position. The fifth version is awesome, and it is my favorite version because it challenges your core, it challenges your balance and your stability, in addition to giving you a nice tush and hamstring. It's an alternating kickstand deadlift to single leg deadlift. You go back and forth, and then when you are ready and you can do this, you're switching to doing it all single leg DL, and you're staying on that one leg, and you're doing about 10 to 15 reps of each. All right, guys, give those 5 versions a try, and if you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next, and thank you guys so much for being here. Again, remember to hit that subscribe button, tell all your friends about my channel, and let me know what you want to see next. I want to post things that are helpful and beneficial to you. So thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you next time.